Well. Back again. Back in the saddle. Back in the sack.
Okay, we've never been in the sack, and we're not back in
I'm just
the sack.
saying, it's your favorite expression. Well. Another episode. Here we are.
We are gathered here today to have a gorgeous episode of Pop Apologists as sisters and as listeners. Hello, everyone listening.
Hello, everyone listening. Lauren is wearing a plunging neckline.
Okay. The thing is,
this is like the definition of a plunging neckline.
Okay. You know what's so funny about this? It's so interesting. I wore this exact top before I got my boobs done, and there was no issue, right? There was no side-eye glance from you, from anyone. But now that I might have a tiny bit more volume, all of a sudden it's like, how inappropriate, cover up.
I mean, like if you were a teacher and you were wearing that, you would be thrown out of the school.
Well, first of all, I'm not a teacher.
I know. I'm just saying, like, it's not appropriate in some settings, but it's great on our podcast.
Do you think it's inappropriate for the show?
No, and I told you before we started that I didn't think it was that inappropriate. I just wanted to tease you a little bit.
Okay.
You look beautiful, ravishing, plunging, ravishing, all of those words.
Thank you so much, Chandler. It's a joy to be here with you. You look very conservative. Like you would do really well
at a bank,
at Bank of America, at US Bank. Teaching. This is a very buttoned up look, and I like it.
It's buttoned up, everyone.
Very conservative, like your politics.
I was triggered last week because I showed up to record in another wrinkly white tee, and Lauren was wearing a fashion top.
Oh.
And it kind of set me off a little bit, as it, as will happen. And I just committed to wearing more tops, less tees in these recordings, because I generally think it looks a little bit better. It looks a little bit more polished. So your girl hit up Zara, and here we are.
Here we are. I mean, that is one of like the charming things that can happen when you do a social media business with your sister. It's like the other person looking too good can be kind of triggering.
It sent me into like the ninth realm of hell instantly. I opened the door and saw like whatever lace, and I was just like,
oh, you know what? My top last week was kind of plunging too. Now that we think about it.
You're reaching for the plunging tops often.
Yeah, I guess I am.
But they look great. And you know what? I wouldn't say that it's so, like I said before we hit record, you're not spilling out of it.
No, I'm making hay while the sun shines, everyone.
Yeah.
I remember one time Chandler's skin looked really good on an episode, and I just felt like I did not look good on the episode. I remember I texted you the next morning, and I was just like, I don't know that I'll ever feel pretty again.
Oh, yeah.
I went into a full spiral.
That was a dark moment. And you know what? That's the beauty and the joy of our social media business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is getting to look at yourself on camera multiple times a week.
I have Instagram deleted right now, which feels really good.
How do we run our business with you having Instagram deleted?
Well, you're running the account, so.
Okay, well, you didn't let me know. I guess I'll be sure to monitor the DMs.
Yes, please do.
Congrats on having Instagram deleted.
It's been like 30 minutes. But
yeah, I was going to say.
I do feel good.
Good. Great. You know what? And what makes you feel good makes me feel good.
Oh, very good. What do you have coming up in this world, Chandler?
What do I have coming up in this world? Well, we've got a busy week in front of us.
We do, because you are taking flight.
I'm leaving town, everybody. Believe it or not, I also go on vacation.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm going to Hawaii. I'm going for a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm leaving this weekend. Really, though, I can't even get mentally to Hawaii because I have a flight in front of me. That it's starting to sink in how crazy long it is.
Yeah.
So everyone, we live in New York. We decided we were going to like spring for a nonstop flight to Hawaii because we figured this is going to be better. Let's just get there. What I didn't realize is that it really is so long. It's like a 10-hour, 38-minute flight. So it's basically 11. It's basically an entire day spent in the skies, in coach, in my situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like that has just been sinking in little by little for me. And I woke up this morning with kind of a full panic about what am I going to wear? Like it's like I'm preparing for surgery or war. Like what am I going to pack? What am I going to eat?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm very stressed about it.
Well, I think that's honestly that's basically the worst part about that flight or flying a long haul flight in economy is the dread leading up to it.
The dread.
It's like writing a paper. It's like the dread is almost as bad as the experience of actually doing it. And the other thing about your flight is it's not a red eye. So you're going to be awake the whole time.
No, Lauren, you're absolutely right. It's not a red eye. And I thought, oh, this is nice. Like this is what rich people do. They don't fly overnight. They fly during the day when they're alive and awake.
No, rich people do business. I mean, other than
trust me, I know what real rich people do. No need to educate me. But I'm just saying, like, typically I spring for a cheaper flight, which is a lot of times red eye. But yeah, this is an awake flight, which means that like I leave at 10 a.m. New York time.
Yeah.
I fly for what, 11 hours, might as well be, 20. I land at like 3 p.m. Hawaii time, which is basically 11 p.m. New York time. It's a full day in the air.
Yeah, it's a full day in the air. Okay, this is what you need to do. I've thought about this.
Okay.
The first and most important thing is to put down your sword against the pharmaceutical industry and big pharma as an evil in this world, okay?
Many people have written in giving me this exact same advice because I think something that has not really clicked for me until just now, until the last few days as I've been thinking about this. You can take sleeping medication during the day and it will just put you to sleep.
No, for real?
I think so. Is that what you're telling me?
Oh, no. See, I was thinking taking a little Xanax.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying.
And then, and it just will relax you.
Okay.
So, like, at least you won't be like, it'll just help you not be so miserable.
Right. And that's truly what I'm looking for. Any type of OTC, UTC situation, UTI, anything that will send me into a state of relaxation. Somebody said early bird.
OTC is not going to be enough.
Because I was like, do I just take Unisom?
No.
And call it a night. But then
No.
I'm just like, I feel like that messes up my timing.
I know that this is a public show. We should not be talking about, we should not be giving each other medical advice.
I'm going to take vitamin C and call it a day.
I would take vitamin X. What is vitamin C?
No, I'm just joking. Like,
okay. I was like, is that
I'm going to take some Zycam.
Is that a street name for something
No.
I don't know about?
And can I have some?
Yeah, exactly. No, I just think a little bit of Xanax probably every 4 hours.
Every 4.
I mean, basically.
Yeah.
Like, I would definitely redose. But don't take any until you get into the air.
Okay.
Because, like, you don't want to be in a situation where you're grounded and you're super groggy.
Right.
Like, you kind of want to be in a situation where you know you're getting there.
Yeah.
And then, or you could actually save it for a treat for once you actually start to get super uncomfortable.
Start to, like, feel terrible.
Yeah.
The other thing that's really stressing me is the food situation. So we're row 37. Okay. I'm just going to come clean with everyone. It was a solid $2,000 to just upgrade us, like, to business.
Oh, worth it.
No, you think it's worth it for both of us to upgrade for $2,000?
Only $2,000 each?
That was $2,000 total.
Oh, wait, what? You can get a lie flat seat?
No. Well, no, maybe. Actually, yes. I think a couple days ago, I think it was like $2,500 total. That was not going to fly my household.
I mean, that is so worth it. For an 11-hour flight?
I didn't even think about like bringing it up.
You need to just check out. Like,
well, maybe I will on the way home because there's actually no more Delta One there. But there are seats now. It's like $1,500 for business, which is a wider seat, and I don't know if that's even worth it.
If it's just a wider seat, I don't think it's worth it. But if you can get
lie flat,
it's completely worth it.
Anyway,
yeah,
I think the thing that's mostly stressing me out is what am I going to eat? Because it's a full day, and I hate plain food. I hate airport food. I hate literally any food you get at a grab and go there.
Well, you could obviously bring food.
I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. So I'm like, now I have to be a chef the day before. It's like, add that to the list.
But if you were flying business, you would get a beautiful meal served with actual silverware. It would just be a totally different experience.
Should I text Ben right now and be like, should we upgrade to business?
I think you can save it for after the show, but I think you should definitely upgrade to business. It's just too long of a flight. Someone wrote that in. They were like, I'm sorry, but for that long of a flight, it's
just
mandatory
upgrade
business. And I think that's accurate.
Well, I doubt that'll get a yes from my financier, but it's fine. It's fine.
I'm your watchdog.
I just feel like I'm gonna arrive no matter what, swollen, bloated, and sleepy, which is really just a magic combination
for beginning a swimsuit vacation.
Yes, literally to check in at the hotel and throw on a bikini.
Can I show you something,
please?
I'm not sure if you know this, Chandler, but
know what?
I mean, this is just so fabulous. Did you know that
we both have surprises in this episode?
Did you know that I speak Spanish?
Is this AI?
Look at this. This is someone emailed this to us.
Wait,
so they
used your likeness?
Just watch. This is Meta's AI of our Instagram. Literalmente todos estamos invitados a este matrimonio. Estás diciendo que alquilemos el barco porque ella quiere que estemos allí. Ella está invitando esencialmente a sus fans a esta boda. Ella nos está incluyendo de una manera tan importante. La forma en que ella publicó las fotos.
We are hot as fuck speaking Spanish.
Profesor de gimnasia y profesor de inglés se están casando. Fue un momento tan inclusivo para sus fans. Fue directo a los fans.
Like, I'm attracted to myself when I speak Spanish.
Okay, what's crazy about it? I think it's seeming cultured and sophisticated.
I think, it's seeming extremely smart.
It's like learned.
Yes.
Wow, that ship sailed a long time ago.
Time to open up Duolingo.
Yeah, exactly. Late night indulgence. No, what's so crazy about it is our mouth moves perfectly and it's in our voice. It's spooky.
So I thought it was like a brand that stole your likeness, and then I was like, we've made it, or Lauren's made it.
Yeah.
So
no.
so this is like something you can turn on? Like,
I think I did tap like allow for it to translate our reels into other languages, and now it does. And it's so incredibly convincing. It's just crazy how they change our mouths to move to fit the words perfectly, and it's in our voices.
It's crazy. Well, I know about software that can literally, like, we would plug our podcast in, and then we could say, give us an episode where Lauren and Chan talk about quantum physics, and it would turn it out.
No.
Yes. Maybe not on camera. I don't know, actually. Probably on camera. But yeah, isn't that crazy? It's scary.
It's spooky. Okay.
But we'll charge on, you know? And when Lauren and I release an episode on quantum physics, you'll know.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, can we just say that the Bin Laden episode was AI, and then we could just finally like be out of
Yeah, that was an
woods?
experimental episode.
That was an experimental episode that went very poorly. A lot of people did not like it,
but a lot of people liked it.
Some people really did. But you guys, it was actually just an AI generated episode. We're never going to do that again.
Never.
No, I'm just kidding. That was not an AI generated episode. I wish I could say it was. It was my brainchild, and it really hit the skids.
I liked it. You know, we're testing stuff out. Where should we begin this gorgeous pop culture episode? Let's talk about some real living, breathing celebrities.
Let's do it. I want to bring up a celebrity we talk about a lot.
Okay.
Meghan.
Okay,
really
we're
quick.
starting with her. Okay, let's do it.
I just want to share that I had a very positive experience with, as ever, the brand.
Oh, what did you get?
But then it turned into a very negative experience.
Okay, what happened?
So first I bought the apricot jam during the second launch because it was the only thing available.
Apricot spread.
Whatever. Preserve. Yeah, the spread. And anyway, they canceled my order because they didn't have enough stock.
Okay.
And they refunded me, but they also said, we're still going to send you jam once we get it in, which I thought was pretty incredible.
Yeah, that's great. A brand doesn't have to do that.
No, that is legally there, not required. Yeah. Correct. So I get the $17 refund. 2 months later, you know what comes through the mail? Apricot jam. But I opened the box and it was open.
Like it hadn't been packed well?
No, like there was no seal on the jar. It was like open. There was like jam inside the box. Like it had fully opened in transit. Yeah.
Like cracked.
Mm-hmm. Like no, not cracked. Like
that's bizarre.
The lid had come off.
Okay, that's really weird. I feel like it'd be one thing if it was like shattered in transit, but to have the lid come off, it's actually, I feel like I couldn't shake a box hard enough and get the lid to pop off.
Maybe it was like a pressure thing. I don't know. In like flight or something.
You know what? We'll cover that in the quantum physics episode.
But I just thought, Meghan, I was really rooting for you here. And
so you're mad about some free stuff you got?
No. I'm not mad. I'm just sharing my experience. And I don't know if you saw this on our IG stories, but
I've had Instagram deleted.
Okay, I'm just kidding. The show.
Oh, yes.
So everyone, it never made the top 10, the season 2. And it was also, Forbes said, watched by 500,000 fewer viewers than the first week of the first season. So anyway.
Well,
I hope it comes back for season 3, a little reconstructed with a co-host. I hope we see more of Meghan, but I do think there's probably some reworking happening in Montecito.
Yeah.
Which honestly, I sound so like snobby and horrible as I say that. I don't mean to. Truly, I want more of Meghan. So.
Yeah, we both want more of her, and we will consume whatever comes next.
So true.
Happily.
So true.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's do it.
This month is a big month for us Clean Simple Eats fans because we've got several new clear protein flavors that absolutely slap. You already know that I love the Frosted Lemonade Clear Protein Soda, and now they've added cherry lime and grape to the lineup. Both of these flavors completely blew me out of the water, everybody. In fact, I think cherry lime might even be my new favorite, okay? Each can has only 90 calories and 20 grams of whey protein, which is unbeatable. I love taking them with me when I have to run out the door in the morning to go record and want to make sure I hit all my protein goals for the day. Lauren loves one in the afternoon to beat the midday slump. They're just perfect around the clock. Also, I love to put it over a ton of fresh ice and squeeze in some lime. Chef's kiss. Don't sleep on the Clean Simple Eats Clear Protein or their delicious protein powders. Seriously, everything this brand touches turns to gold, and my pantry is starting to look like a clean, Simple Eats store. Ben and I just love it so much. Everyone, use code POPAPOLOGIES20 for 20% off your first-time order, and all first-time orders also get free shipping. That's POPAPOLOGIES20 for 20% off first-time orders and free shipping. This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. I sent you an Instagram post over the weekend.
You did.
That I thought was really out of left field, frankly.
Mm-hmm. It certainly caught me by surprise.
Everyone, Ireland Baldwin posted an ode to Hilaria.
A full love letter, Chandler.
I took a first look at it and was like, this is real? Because I don't follow her, but it just came up, in the algo. But this is what the ode says. So it's a photo of her and Hilaria. Hilaria is holding one of the children, and Ireland's holding, I believe, a dog. Which I know that's a dog.
Okay.
But it says, I wanted to take a second to talk about my stepmom, Hilaria Baldwin. I think if people actually knew her the way I do, they would be quite surprised. This post may come out of left field since I don't post about her or any of my family members much. I expect misinformed comments and plenty of comments about me only playing nice so I can secure my inheritance. Come on, people. I see the comments. I'm not getting an inheritance. I have 7 siblings. These thoughts have been on my mind since I last visited her on the East Coast. Hilaria has had a far more complex and chaotic upbringing than she lets on, and I think that's why we've maybe bonded in some ways. She didn't always feel safe and seen. Sometimes she is too loyal to a fault. She is eccentric and totally batshit crazy in a fun way, but she saved my dad's life. She turned his health around and has shown him the forgiveness and kindness that he needed. She also recognizes and nourishes the parts of my father that are the most compassionate and wonderful. She's taught him that he doesn't need to suffer inside of his own head and stay stuck in his own past. That it's never too late to admit you need help, and it's never too late to learn to be kind to yourself. Hilaria is the reason I'm able to have the close relationship with my father that I do. She is the reason I get to have siblings / a big family that I've always wanted. She has always respected me, accepted my flaws, embraced me, and has always shown me kindness. I met her as a teenager and needed her as an example. I still very much look up to her. I'm so proud of her for doing Dancing with the Stars, and I cannot wait to cheer her ass on. She deserves this. And it's not my place to share the ins and outs, but this woman is a gem and deserves all the love.
You know what? Honestly, I think this is wonderful.
It turned me around.
I think that it's nice to hear that Ireland doesn't have any ire toward Hilaria. Because you know what? If I was the sole heir to Alec Baldwin's fortune, which is probably not nothing, okay? And then he ended up marrying a much younger woman and proceeded to have 7 children with that woman, I think to hold no resentment should make, honestly, Ireland eligible for sainthood.
Yeah.
That's pretty huge.
She also did not have to do this. But I think she also just went so far and above what she ever needed to do or say. She could have just said, she could have posted an Instagram story and said, rooting for you. And we would have been like, that's amazing. Right. Clearly they're on good terms. But she issued a public love letter to her stepmom.
Yeah.
And I you know what? My heart is softened. And I'm rooting for Hilaria.
What is so wrong about pretending to be Spanish? That's my question.
I mean, look at us on Meta.
That is so true. It's just I think that the whole, I don't know, Hilaria from Boston is really Hillary from Boston thing. It's overblown. Let this woman have a false identity. That's a pretty fun life to live.
I think it's
that's joie de vivre.
100%. She's
creativity.
That's literally creatively putting herself out there.
Yes.
And you know what? I think we are too hard on the most delulu among us. Yeah, and I think they're the happiest.
That is such a good point. It's the happiest people we know are the most delusional. And I think Hilaria Baldwin is chief among us. She's winning that race. She's clearly high on her own supply. Yes. And why have we decided as a culture we want to tear her down?
I'm going to say something.
Please.
I think we need to change the connotation with delusional, with delulu.
Okay.
Because I think truly you need a healthy amount of delusion in this day and age, in this climate, in this world, to just get by and to just enjoy your life.
Yeah, I don't want to see things clearly. Okay.
Mm-mm.
I want some haze. I want some
Yes.
lavender, beautiful haze.
You want a Paris filter? I want a Paris filter.
Absolutely. Over the lens at which I look out to my life.
Yeah. 100%. I don't know. I thought this was really sweet.
Honestly, I love the way that we're trying to rewrite the narrative for Hilaria. And I think Ireland for her positive spin. The other thing I will say, though, truly, is I think as the daughter of a father, no,
And most women are daughters of a father.
as the daughter of a father, the one thing you want is for your dad to be happy,
Yeah.
and to be taken care of and to have a great life. And so I'm sure that Ilaria being there to honestly be Alex's caretaker someday, but also, having made his life so much better, that is a gift and a blessing for Ireland. So,
And I think
kudos.
after enduring kind of a brutal divorce and custody battle with her mom and Alec Baldwin's ex-wife, I think that it's great for her to see him be happy with his with Hilaria,
Exactly.
and their children. And I'm glad that she feels included in that.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, big news. Pamela Anderson she has set the story straight about her dalliance, her relationship with Liam Neeson, whatever you want to call it. So if you remember, TMZ posted that this was a pure relationship from the jump. They never really spent any time together off set. You're smirking over there.
I've got something to say.
Okay. And Pamela has gone on the record. So she says, I do not and never will feed into PR stunts. That would be a death sentence. I'm authentically driven. I'm superstitious when it comes to love, and I'm not comfortable sharing any shred of my romantic life. For as you can see, it is only built up and torn down in days in a media culture that is quick to judge and ruin it. Do not mistake my kindness for weakness, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to finish the quote because it's pretty long, but she is standing firm that she would never participate in such antics.
So what do we think happened here? How did we go from, several outlets saying this was all a PR stunt to her biting back, clapping back?
What do you mean? I think she saw that and said,
So do you think it was ever real?
okay.
Because she's not saying like Liam and I are in love.
I think that's very purposeful. And I couldn't actually find any interviews where they said we're in a relationship now, right? They said affectionate things about each other.
Yeah.
But it was never them being like, oh, let's talk about the fact that we're dating. But this is what I did find that I think is proof that the relationship was real and potentially is still real.
Okay.
So this is Pam and Liam on Watch What Happens Live, and this is what Andy Cohen has to say, and I think this is very revealing.
Okay.
The question that I'm not asking the two of you tonight is what's going on between the two of you, but I do just want to say, as a very old friend of yours, all of your friends are very much standing this relationship, as the kids say. Just want to say that.
Aww.
Right, Danny?
So I don't think Andy Cohen would say I'm an old friend of yours. And to speak for all of your friends, we are standing this relationship if it was fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. To issue such a strong cry of support on something that's like not real.
Right. And it also says in our private world, we understand this relationship to exist.
Yeah.
So, guys, we can all rest easy. Pam and Liam, this was a real thing, and it could still be happening. We don't know.
No, I think you're exactly right. I don't think Andy would break the fourth wall like that if it wasn't real. They probably just wanted to be tight-lipped about it.
Right.
I will say, though, I just don't understand, how is Andy Cohen just friends with everybody? Like Liam Neeson and Andy Cohen, that's a friendship out of left field as well.
I think that Andy was friends with Pamela. That's the vibe I was getting.
Okay.
I think he was looking really at Pamela when he was saying that.
Okay.
Liam,
serious Irishman.
Sturdy Irishman. He's not friends with Andy Cohen.
He's not like, how's the New York franchise going?
No, he's not going to the clubs with Andy.
No.
He is reading Seamus Heaney by a fire.
Speaking of going to the clubs with Andy.
What?
Did you know that Maude Apatow is making her directorial debut?
No.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, everyone, you're probably wondering how that relates to clubs with Andy. Chandler and I went to Watch What Happens Live with Heather Gay. We were her her groupies.
Yeah, plus 1 and 2.
Her posse. And afterwards, we went out to a club in New York with Heather, and Andy Cohen was there.
Andy Cohen.
We were not interacting. We were kind of like
fish out of water, I won't lie.
We were like at the B level tier. We
Yeah.
were not in the booth with the
We were just kind of
people.
around, trying to stay out of the way, but trying to rub elbows and shoulders.
But I will say it was actually like this very funny moment because Lucas Gage was there.
Mm-hmm.
That was who she was on Watch What Happens Live with, and Lucas Gage's friends came, and part of that friend group was Maude Apatow.
Yeah.
And Maude Apatow could not have been more normal and nice.
Yeah.
I remember she was like, "Do you want a drink?" Like she went and got me a drink. She did not act like she was. Anyway, like important. She was just so charming and sweet. So anyway, that was a very fun memory. So crazy. I didn't really know who she was, TBH, at the moment.
Yeah.
And I was more concerned about Daniel Day-Lewis, if you remember.
Because we were also there with Sally Field's son.
And so,
And you know what? We'll leave that story there. But anyway, I thought that was a little interesting tidbit. Where else are we at with
what's
celebrities?
her directorial debut?
I can't remember the name of it, but I just saw like a panel that she was doing. And it's a little bit like, she's a little young, I think, to be making her directorial debut, but the world's going to keep on turning and Nepo babies are going to Nepo baby.
She's not that. I don't think she's that young. I bet she's probably like late 20s.
How old is Maude Apatow?
Maude is such a cute name for a girl. It's cute.
Yeah, she's 27.
She's 27.
I guess to me, she's always just like 20.
Obama was, I think, 35 as a senator.
Oh, you know what I watched last night?
What?
To get in the mood.
Not
really.
That works for me.
No. The first dance with him and Michelle. Run number 1. What
mood were you trying to get into?
The only kind of mood I want to be in.
Which is
literally
believing in love.
Their first dance, like when he becomes president, like at the inauguration, and Beyonce singing At Last.
Okay.
And she's crying. Anyway,
that's beautiful.
It's really sweet. And Michelle and Barack look good.
It always is sobering and scary as a newly minted 35-year-old to realize that like what important jobs people do who are actually quite close to my age.
Yeah, I mean it's a strong reminder that we are just built different and built more poorly.
And wasting our one precious and human life.
Yeah.
Not doing anything truly good for the world.
But Lauren, no. We've got plenty to say about we've got plenty to say about Mario and Kyle Umansky.
Let's talk some more shit on Meghan Markle. Oh, our legacy.
Oh no, we've got something else about Hailey Bieber and Taylor Swift's wedding rings. That too.
Oh, our contribution to the canon.
I want to quickly touch on the fact that Kyle and Mauricio's daughter, Alexia, got married over the weekend.
Yes.
I have trouble keeping the daughters straight.
Kyle Richards really had the perfect life, I will say.
I can't believe how many kids she had, too.
4 daughters. 4 like wonderful daughters that she had a very close relationship with, an adoring husband.
Has a close relationship with.
I'm sorry. I just meant like that we could see on screen.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's as close to a perfect life as I think you can get, that Kyle Richards experience.
Kyle and Mauricio walked her down the aisle, which I thought was a very sweet touch. I had the same thing, of course.
Very, very sweet.
And I'm happy to see that this family remains like a unit, and that they haven't let the divorce or the separation or the scandals with whoever anyone is dating like get in the way of them remaining as a family unit. And that's what they promised to us and to each other. And I'm glad they're sticking to it.
Yeah, I think that we give a lot of praise to the likes of Gwyneth for conscious uncoupling, but we really need to be sitting down with Kyle Richards, because the way that they have been able to unravel their romantic and private life but not have really seemingly any acrimony and keep the family together is so impressive to me.
Right. Another one, I had thought of another one.
Who?
Jennifer Garner.
Oh yeah, I mean, we don't really know what's going on there.
No, we do. Like they go on like.
Do they?
Yeah, I think I saw a photo of them like last week at like a baseball game or something as a full family.
But do they go to Aspen together?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to give more women some credit. Okay.
I mean, Jennifer Garner is like top tier in every single way.
I mean, she's Heavenly Mother to me, basically.
Yeah, I just don't know that Ben Affleck is.
I know he doesn't deserve any credit, but I'm just saying I think she deserves a lot of credit for the conscious uncoupling there.
That's true.
Alas.
We thank you, Jennifer, for your service. And I'm so happy for Alexia, and I'm happy for the Umansky Richards clan.
Can you name the other 3 daughters?
Portia, Alexia. No.
Yeah. It's very hard to keep them straight.
But what are the other names?
They all kind of have that same ring to them.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
Shopping for fall is just so much more fun when you have a goal in mind. And one of my goals this fall was to try out a different kind of boot. And after searching all over, I found the perfect pair. The DV Dolce Vita Moto boots at none other than Macy's. The moment I saw them, I just knew they'd be a uniform staple. I am already seeing the fits now. Loose, light wash Levi's paired with a classic white tee, or with skirts and tights if I want to dress it up a little bit more. You guys know I do love my Levi's, and so I'll probably grab a couple more pairs before this sale runs out and fall fully settles in. I am of the belief that you can never have too many great pairs of blue jeans. Everyone, refresh your wardrobe with me in top fashion brands like Dolce Vita, Steve Madden, Sam Edelman, and Levi's. Macy's fall fashion makes it so easy to grab all the staples I'll be living in this fall. Whether you shop in-store or online at Macys.com, you'll find something to love this season. You guys know me. I'm a total coffee fiend. My whole personality runs on a latte, okay? That is how I am powered. But as much as I love coffee, there's only so much it can do. Sometimes I still hit that wall where the focus just is not there, and I need something to push me the rest of the way. That's why I'm so excited to try Brain Edge from Nature's Sunshine. It's a drink mix that contains hand-harvested yerba mate with neurotropics to support focus, memory, and clarity without the crash. You can sip it hot or cold, and honestly, it sounds like the upgrade my brain has really been begging for. And you know, I'm a little bit skeptical of supplements, but what sold me is how intentional all of their ingredients are. Bacopa and ginkgo to support memory, yerba mate for smooth energy, and everything is backed by Nature's Sunshine, 50 years of experience sourcing pure, potent ingredients. Don't fight through foggy and lethargic. Ignite your mental performance with Brain Edge. Nature's Sunshine is offering 20% off your first order plus free shipping. Go to naturesunshine.com and use code POP at checkout. That's code POP at naturesunshine.com.
Speaking of beautiful girls in Beverly Hills, do you want to get into the Vogue Gigi Hadid, Kendall Jenner cover that's coming?
Okay, everybody, hold on. Let me just flip to it. Kendall Jenner and Gigi Hadid have graced the cover of Vogue together as besties, as friends. It's a very sweet cover. It's them riding horses. They're on a ranch in what I believe is Wyoming. Yeah. I want to say, they're at a ranch in the Grand Tetons, and it's very beautiful. I love the photos.
Yeah, I mean, you and I think we have a penchant for the American West and all of its
splendor
manifestations.
Yeah.
And this honestly is a beautiful photo shoot. I love the pictures. I love all of the bougie farmy girls. I mean, that also includes Bella. Bella is obviously the biggest cowgirl of them all.
That's like one of the comments was like, where's Bella? Because she's a little bit more of a natural fit, I would say, for this.
Well, I think that she's a full-time cowgirl for sure. But you know what? Gigi, I think, lives on a farm in Pennsylvania for a lot of the time. And
I just think if you got Lyme disease literally from riding the horses, like you deserve to be on the cover of Vogue for your horse like personality.
That's true. I think that Bella's had enough Vogue moments. I'm fine with Gigi and Kendall getting this time. Also, I will say Kendall she bought a $23 million like sprawling ranch, a ranch in Montecito, Chandler. A ranch in Montecito. Like, this is the most beyond incredible charmed life. There are very few things I think that really like give me that pang of jealousy.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm pretty like I don't know. It's just I'm used to seeing these celebrities do crazy things.
Right.
But when I saw the ranch in Montecito, it was just like, that would be amazing.
It's definitely a choice to be there, not like Calabasas. I mean, she's probably got a house in both, but like she clearly wants like a pastoral sort of situation.
This is a second home.
Right.
That she gets to go to. And it is just, she just has such exquisite taste, as we have discussed.
It's true.
I find Kendall Jenner's aesthetic and entire, like, all of her choices for where she wants to live and how she wants to, I don't know, lead her life.
We like her taste.
It's beautiful.
And you know what? Her taste is maybe the most interesting thing about her.
Yeah.
No tea, no shade.
Yeah.
I know I've said some things about her. But this article had a few little nuggets in it that maybe even feels like a little too much of an overstatement.
Yeah.
It was a little snoozy.
It's just about their friendship.
Yeah, which is sweet. And I'm happy that they're friends.
For sure.
But they really are, they're quite guarded when they want to talk about anything. It's like, remember we went on that double date?
Right.
I'll tell you about it. We'll talk about it after, you know?
I mean, there was a time when I think in one part of the article, Kendall's like, you posted this photo, because I think Gigi's a little bit older than her.
Yeah.
She's like, you posted this photo and you were just so beautiful, and I was in braces and like had
Yeah.
acne or whatever, and I was just so jealous. She's talking about when they were like in high school.
Yeah.
So
And I
that's
think
like cute to hear.
Yeah, I think like Kendall knew, I don't know, they went to like neighboring high schools or
Yeah.
whatnot. No, it is sweet. Like all of them growing up in the same area.
Mhm.
And then I guess like when Gigi moved out to New York, I'll remember that on Real Housewives of Beverly
course.
Hills, Yolanda getting her set up in her first apartment. I guess like Kendall would come out and visit, and like she let everyone come over to Kim and Kanye's apartment, and they had like a night or something. Anyway, just kinda, it is fun hearing about some of these like, I don't even know what you'd say, like just these moments off screen
Mhm.
that all of these models and A-listers have had.
Yeah, I mean, I love hearing any detail about their lives. I will say there was one part of the article that just like, it just made me roll my eyes at Kendall Jenner. And if people want to say that I'm jealous, that's true. But I do think that my criticisms are valid.
Okay.
So she basically says in the article that reality TV or the show, The Kardashians, isn't, quote, her cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like really not her thing. And then there's this other quote. Oh, I feel like I
Like
need
about designing houses?
no, not about designing houses, but she's like, she says she loves being in Beverly Hills or in LA, but what she really loves is the simple life and just like getting up and putting on a swimsuit and sweatpants and having nothing to do.
Yes, the simple life.
And I find it to be very obvious. Yeah, it's like everyone loves to get up and have nothing to do. Like what's
What's
better?
better? Literally, what's better? So that's amazing that you enjoy that. This is you open a can of worms, you open the lid, and I was trying to be nice.
It's not exactly original.
To me, she is a little bit grating because she's
just so privileged
and kind of boring.
Well, she's so boring, but also I think that, imagine this.
I was trying to be so nice.
I want you to imagine, Chandler, that this little Clown Town show that we put on twice a week for everyone, I want you to imagine that it made McCall famous, okay? And gave her money and access to the best plastic surgeons. And McCall's our little sister, everyone. Let's just imagine that our hard work, our vulnerability, one of us releasing a sex tape, literally doing like fighting tooth and nail, showing up to like shitty events.
Some of us still on camera, I'm speaking as Chloe here, like having to do fake pranks,
doing all the fake antics, putting our shoulders to the wheel to elevate our entire family.
Mm-hmm.
And then our little sister, who just got to essentially like, be a boat raised by the tide. Imagine if McCall had the gall to say, I just podcast, a little embarrassing.
Pop apologists.
Just not my cup of tea.
Not my cup of tea.
I would be so irritated about this attitude if I was especially Kim or Chloe. Or honestly, Chris.
I mean, even Kylie, I have so much more interest in because I just feel like she's built a crazy business.
Yeah.
And Kendall has 818, but like she just always comes across as like too cool and entitled. Every interview I see with her, she just doesn't seem like she really wants to be there.
Mm-hmm.
She's just aloof. And that just might be her demeanor and her
Right.
manner. Just fine. It's just, it doesn't make for my favorite type of celebrity.
And she was a kid. She didn't ask for them to do a reality show. But it's just like, show some goddamn respect.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I will say the show now it's a slog to get through. So I get that she doesn't really want to film, but it also seems like they set it up in such an easy way for them to film. It's like, come over,
Right.
eat a salad while we, have like a complete blur filter over everything.
Right.
It's quite easy now.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe don't complain about having to come over to Chris's house and eat a salad for 25 minutes and film.
No one wants to work these days, Chandler.
Nobody. Okay, the one thing I want to say here.
Yeah.
It's cool that she says, she would like to just decorate houses. And if she wasn't doing this, that, she said something like, if it were up to me, I'd just decorate houses or something like that. But it's kind of calling into question her and Gigi Hadid's whole friendship.
Oof, you're so right.
Because the rainbow pasta drawers happened on her watch.
Yeah, it's like friends don't let friends have 6 feet pencil art installations in their Tribeca penthouses, okay?
I literally was thinking about the pencil before you even said it.
It's like, where was she?
So how good of friends are they?
Truly.
Are they truly sisters?
Well, and here's also...
Sisters certainly wouldn't let that happen.
Never. Here's also my question.
Yeah.
How does it work? Because Gigi, great friends with Taylor. But then also really good friends with Kendall, who's good friends with Haley. And we know that the Kendall Haley clique,
Selena.
oh yeah, I mean Selena, the Selena of it all. Like Gigi is obviously
Somehow,
the shared
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
But I'm curious about like birthdays. Is Taylor invited and also Kendall to the same event? Very, very interesting.
I sort of doubt it. I don't know.
How does Gigi balance that?
I know. I really like Gigi.
I like Gigi a lot too.
Also, I think her hair looks amazing in all these photos. It's like, it's giving me like, it's like brunette. Like I'm obsessed.
Gigi, you can just tell, honestly, from her Instagram that she's a very wholesome person.
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't
But- and you know
apologize.
She just comes across as less entitled. I'm sorry.
And I don't know what that is because obviously Gigi honestly was like born into a much more intense pedigree with Mohammed Hadid as her father, but Yolanda somehow raised him right.
I know. Or maybe it's just a Kendall thing. Maybe she's just kind of cold. I don't know. I don't know, everybody. But yeah, I mean, the article's a short read. Definitely worth flipping through the photos.
Other big news, Kate Middleton has reverted back to her signature brown locks, Chandler, only days after going blonde. So the Princess of Wales, 43, was pictured happily taking in the Women's Rugby World Cup on Saturday with what appeared to be a darker do, albeit tinged with muted golden undertones, pulled into a chic half-up ponytail. So we all, remember just a few days ago when she stepped out as blonde. And I think the internet issued a verdict very, very quickly.
Yeah,
it was not the Karen Reed trial, okay? We all said, not good.
Yeah.
And
it was unanimous, basically.
It was.
I do wonder, is she living in the comment section, as Lala would say? Did she literally change it because she
had to have?
She saw all of like the comments about it, which makes me kind of sad. But then again, let me just say that I have left plenty of hair salons in tears, basically, knowing that damage had been done. Not literal physical damage to my hair, but just that I hated whatever had just happened. And so I kind of pictured Kate getting into the back of whatever town car, she was traveling to and from, Kensington in the salon. And she gets in, she like turns on the front facing camera and she's just like, what am I going to do?
I mean,
what have I done?
And doesn't that make her so relatable?
It does. It makes me, and the fact that she changed it back so quickly kind of also makes me love her more.
1,000,000%. When you have that moment, when you have done, I remember one time my hair was just like way too blonde from a hair appointment and it leaves you like in tears.
Up until like the age of probably 25, I was leaving most hair appointments kind of like crying.
Yes. And I completely relate to her having a crisis. # this is a crisis. And she had the palace hairdresser come over and get her back to brunette. And you know what? She looks so beautiful. It literally is like she's back. She looked so different blonde. It was crazy.
And you know what? I think she knows what her hair, what looks best on her, and let's just stick to it and let's just keep moving forward.
Absolutely.
I don't know. This was very real. This is a very real human moment from Kate, and I love to see it.
Agreed.
If you guys know me at all, you know that I truly ride for Early Bird CBD. It's my favorite go-to when I just want to unwind, but I don't want to have a drink. Or if I have one of those random, terrible 3 a.m. wake-ups. Or if I just want to, get a little bit giggly while watching a show before going to bed. Early Bird CBD has that cozy, sleepy feeling that I want without grogginess the next morning. I never have to worry about a hangover, which basically now feels inevitable every time I drink. Also, I can't even tell you the amount of people I've recommended Early Bird CBD to who have absolutely fallen in love with it. Last month, a good friend of mine was having trouble sleeping. I told her about Early Bird and it just worked wonders for her. If you know me, you know I cannot say enough good things about Early Bird. And my pro tip, if you haven't tried them, is to start with about a half of a gummy, a half an hour before you go to bed, and just see how you feel. I love the watermelon and strawberry flavors. Those are top tier in my opinion. For 20% off your first purchase, use code POPAPOLOGIST at earlybirdcbd.com. That's POPAPOLOGIST for 20% off your first purchase. This episode of Pop Apologists is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.yeah. From vacation rentals to hotels across the U.S., Booking.com has the ideal stay for anyone, even those who might seem impossible to please. Whether you're booking for yourself, your partner, your sleep light, rise early mom, or your high maintenance group chat, you can find exactly what you're booking for on Booking.com. Lately, Ben and I have just been craving little escapes from the city, something romantic and quiet just for us. But we also want to stay more than just a couple of days, so we need space to actually get some work done. For me, that means a quiet spot to record the pod without background chaos. For him, strong Wi-Fi is a must. And then come the dreamy details. A bathtub, soft lighting for golden hour selfies, a king bed with crisp hotel sheets, and yes, a cozy nook for late night snacks. If I can find my perfect stay on Booking.com, anyone can. Find exactly what you're booking for. Booking.com, booking.yeah. Book today on the site or in the app.
Okay, what else are we getting into this week? I mean, I wanted to touch on this. Let's just do it briefly. We want to talk about this article in The Cut about the Forever 35 face. But before we get to that, everyone, I do want to touch on this. So I think I shared on the premium episode, but I did a jewelry appointment to try on some rings, and one of them was an 8-carat old mine cut diamond ring. Just because I literally was dying to know what it felt like on Taylor's hand. I mean, this is psychosis.
You have issues? I've talked at length with you about you just need one more hobby. You need one more thing kicking around in that brain of yours besides jewelry.
So true.
I love jewelry, but
Anything.
you really take it to another level. In fact, you scold me when I'm not excited enough about jewelry purchases from you. For yourself, not even for me. But you know what? I have benefited from it, I will say.
I don't think that I need more things in my brain other than jewelry. I think I need anything in my brain other than jewelry.
Please, everyone, send suggestions. Do you have books Lauren can read? Maybe can we get you some encyclopedias?
Okay, anyway,
Duolingo.
The point of this story is that the ring I tried on was $125,000. Obviously, I'm not in the market for that. Way too expensive, but it was a fun thing to do.
It was a spectacle.
And it was fun to do. Anyway, long story short, this place I went was expensive. Like, it was an expensive jeweler. And they if anything, their stuff is overpriced. So it definitely made me think, like, I think all of these quotes are overblown about Taylor's ring, especially when you look at it. It is not like a super white stone.
Yeah, right.
Which I'm kind of into, honestly. But anyway, long story short, it has been revealed that it is more closer to $250K, her ring. And if you compare that to other celebrity rings, I just think it is pretty remarkable what this, like, it is truly like a gold band. It is like a string.
It's a paper ring.
It's a paper ring. And it's pretty spectacular and pretty special. Our girl is just very wholesome.
I think truly what matters as well is that it feels very her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you had told me that this ring was a lot more money, but I would have believed you and also thought, yes, and it feels like her.
Totally.
It was the right ring for her, at the right time, the right guy.
Right.
It's perfect. It's perfect. And I celebrate and applaud her for not. This is where I really actually celebrate her taste. And we don't do this enough.
Yeah.
We do not do this enough on this podcast.
It's true. I think that we need to give her flowers here. I think this was just an incredibly restrained choice. And I just think it's absolutely beautiful.
Restrained, but spectacular.
Yeah. No, the vintage look. It's very cool. Very pretty.
Yeah.
Okay. In other news, Chandler, did you know that women are now flying to Turkey, for an extreme and brutal surgery aimed at reducing their height? Okay. So
You
surgeons
sent me
in Turkey.
this.
Yeah.
And I knew people were flying to Turkey for procedures. Like, get it? But this one it's medieval.
So surgeons in Turkey have started popularizing this cosmetic surgery, which is able to reduce height by over 5 centimeters. Within the last 6 months, the demand for the service has become overwhelming. Some women claim to have done it to improve their success in dating. Others argue that they are tired of being tall. The brutal process involves cutting the leg bone to remove part of the femur. The cut bones are then joined and fixed in place with a metal rod, which is then removed after the bone heals. Clinics offering the service allege it leaves no visible scars. I don't know how that's possible.
You're literally cutting off a part of your bone in your leg.
I mean, we have lost the plot. Also,
I don't know how familiar you are with like the metric system or I don't know, inches and centimeters. 5 centimeters is not that much.
No, it's not. It's like 2 inches.
It's like 2 or like what I was seeing, and this is from an article. Orthopedic specialist Barris Gorgon explained that the procedure can shorten femur bones by up to 4 centimeters and shin bones by around 3 centimeters, resulting in a total reduction of 6 to 8 centimeters, like at best.
Okay.
And the bones are then fixed, with the plates. That's like max 3 inches.
I love being tall.
I mean, I just don't know if this is like
a cultural thing,
or women who are like a lot taller than us. Like we're like our.
No, it's not, because I saw on the before and after it was like she went from 5'8" to 5'5".
Yeah, it's definitely then a cultural thing, which is crazy.
It's just it is something that I find, it's like we've really lost the plot. Sometimes I can feel like I wonder, is there anything that happens after we die? Does God exist? What's happening? And then I read stories like this and I'm like, no, this is all just completely random because none of this makes any sense.
I
right?
mean, have you seen those memes that are like me explaining this to a serf in like the 14th century? And like I would just love to explain like a height reduction surgery to a serf
Okay.
flying to Turkey for that.
Truly. You know what it reminds me of? You know, in the Book of Mormon, there's like the cycles. So it's like
The pride cycle.
it's the pride cycle.
Yeah.
It's like there's
We have a lot of listeners who are not Mormon, so should we clue them in a little bit? This is we grew up Mormon. We are now quoting from our religious upbringing, everyone.
Yeah. But anyway, in the Book of Mormon, basically like there would be civilizations
Yeah.
and
I'll
they
pull
would
it up.
please pull it out, Chandler. They would go through like cycles over and over again where they would, please, Chandler, why don't you read?
Also, it's just I love going from Sawyer to the pride cycle.
In your Google search.
Okay, so it's righteousness,
Mhm.
blessings and prosperity,
Yeah.
pride,
Wickedness.
Mhm. Destruction and suffering.
Mhm.
So it's just destruction and suffering, humility and repentance, which then brings you back to righteousness.
I think we're at the destruction and suffering part.
Yeah,
of the
for
pride
sure.
cycle.
For sure.
If we're traveling to Turkey to cut part of our limbs off, we need to be humbled as a human species.
What do you say to men getting height like addition surgery?
I mean,
Do you feel the same way?
no, I don't, because
Different.
I don't think that anyone should be getting that surgery because I think it sounds like it's crazy invasive. I'm not educated on it, but there's something
I think
particularly.
it's a similar process.
I think there's something particularly unnecessary about becoming shorter.
Yes, agreed. Becoming
So-
shorter feels like mutilation.
Yeah, and it also just feels like there's nothing that's not instinctively better to me.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. I feel a little bit like these plastic surgeons are like gouging people.
Mhm.
And also
Predatory.
100%. When you look at the videos of the recovery, it's like
Oh, no,
relearning
I'm
how to
not.
walk, like on crutches, like it looks brutal.
It's, honestly, it's just like men used to go to war. It's like we need real problems. That's more what it is. I don't know about the pride cycle anymore. I'm gonna leave that one in the Book of Mormon. But it's just like we need some real problems.
Well, should we get to, another part of the pride cycle, another part of, the plastic surgery world that we all live in now?
Yeah, so we are going to chat everyone about this article that came out in The Cut called The Forever 35 Face. This is the part of the show where we are just very candid with each other, two girls yapping. So if this is conversation that you're not super interested in, going into plastic surgery, facelifts, all of that, then feel free to sign off now.
Yeah.
We'll catch you on Friday on the Global Elites episode or next Wednesday.
I just want to fully state that the things that we're going to be talking about are so outlandish. It's totally on another planet.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we might even live in the same city as some of these people living on another planet.
Correct.
Like it is so beyond belief that I find it to be fascinating because it's so alien to me.
Exactly. So without further ado, you guys, this article is so crazy. It's called The Forever 35 Face. The facelift is better than ever and everybody wants one deep inside the uncanny world of the surgically ageless. So basically, the conceit of the article is that facelifts used to be something where you kind of, if you were going to get one, you waited till you're about 60, 65, and you generally looked much older, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got a facelift, and generally everyone could tell that you had a facelift, but it definitely refreshed you. It gave you you made in most cases increased confidence and gave you a refreshed appearance.
It was a really dramatic result.
And a dramatic change. But basically the trend now has completely changed, and people are getting minor tweaks but also deep plane facelifts much earlier, between the age of they are saying like 35 and 45, which is actually crazy because I literally am 35, so the idea that people my age are going and getting facelifts is insane. But the idea is that you do it much younger so that A, you heal better, and B, you don't want this dramatic result. What you want to do is kind of try to maintain your appearance without ever like letting things get to without honestly letting gravity take its
It's
course.
like resetting the clock a lot earlier on
yeah.
versus way later on where it's such a drastic change. And where
Exactly.
the recovery is less optimal.
Mm-hmm.
Should we explain the difference between
Yeah, well,
if you want to?
No, I do. I think it's really interesting because one thing the article gets into is how the traditional facelift is called an SMAS facelift, a SMAS facelift, and
Yeah.
it's essentially where the surgeon lifts and tightens the layer of underneath your skin, called the superficial muscular plantarotic. I definitely did not pronounce that correctly. Anyway, it's apparently not as deep as the deep plane.
Yeah, so it's just below the superficial surface of the skin.
It improves jowls, jawline, and mild to moderate sagging. It's less invasive with a shorter recovery time. Results are effective, but can appear less natural if they're over tightened, since the skin and the SMAS are moved more independently from each other. Whereas the deep plane facelift works beneath the SMAS layer, and they literally release and reposition the ligaments in your face, and they address like deeper structures of your face. They're kind of they're redraping like your facial muscles.
Yes.
Across your skeleton.
Yeah.
Instead of like just redraping your skin across.
Yeah. Basically,
everything.
it's kind of helpful. Like it's like a bed sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like going from the like draping all the layers versus
Right.
just the bed sheet layer.
Right. And the deep plane facelift, it is a lot riskier. There's a lot more chance that you could have nerve damage and just things go wrong. And so it's been something that people did do in the past, but it's really become popularized by ENT plastic surgeons.
Yeah.
And they've really kind of marketed it as like a much better facelift.
Like and like kind of the hot new version of a facelift.
Right. Like the other facelift is just completely inferior. And one of the things that I found to be super interesting is like there's a very intense battle between the surgeons who are old school, who do the SMAS facelift, and the deep plane facelift surgeons. And there's just like a lot of snide remarks between each side at each other in this article.
Yeah, so it's interesting. There's like all of these kind of older plastic surgeons who are basically saying, we've always been doing this, or we've always been doing something like this. You know, like this is just marketing.
They also say, we have done this in the past, but it's much riskier. And for most of our patients, the SMAS facelift is much better for them because it's less risky, it's less recovery time. And what they say is basically it's like these ENT surgeons who decided they didn't want to just do boring ENT surgeries.
Yeah.
And they wanted to make a fuck ton of money. And so they all became like this very specialized facial plastic surgeons. And they created this like marketing engine around this deep plane facelift, which is actually a technique that these trad surgeons or the old guard kind of disregarded for a reason.
Right.
It's very interesting. This article is incredible.
Well, they also have like several women in here who share their experiences and their before and after,
which I was not expecting.
No,
I was reading,
especially like New York. Like these are women who are paying the top dollar for these procedures, and they were comfortable sharing before and afters, which I thought was like kind of amazing.
Incredible. The procedure costs are generally like for a facelift like this, it's like $100K to start.
It's and I think generally it's like this is the procedure where you don't want to cut corners. So you go to a surgeon who is top dollar, basically. Right. And that's how they get you.
Well, also, if you're doing a deep plane facelift where there's a lot of risk involved, you want the best of the best working on you or someone who's highly, highly trained.
I want to talk a little bit more about these plastic surgeons because it really does so much of the time come down to literally finding, someone who is truly beyond skilled. And so, this article says elite facelift surgeons, having put in Malcolm Gladwell level hours of practice, have ultimately become Olympians, regardless of which technique they are using. Much of what turns a good facelift into a great one is located not in the overall technique being like SMAS or deep plane, but in something more ineffable, deep in the weeds of surgery. It's down to being able to pivot when you open up a face, this doctor says. It's not always what you expect it to be. 50 years into modern facelifting, surgeons better understand how to read tissue and how much to lift and move it. They can feel exactly which direction to pull vertically and horizontally, down to fractions of a degree so that the skin is moved to precisely where it used to sit. They know better where and how to sew back down and what kind of suture to use. They're able to tunnel further into the face from smaller openings, and they are more meticulous at placing and sewing up incisions so that they become invisible. Their precision overall means they can smuggle dramatic changes into a patient's face without disturbing the features that make it theirs. Bone structure, eyes, and smile. The result is as close to authentic as a surgically altered face could be.
I mean,
I found that to just be fascinating because, I don't know, I think that these doctors are just extremely skilled. They're like artists.
Yeah, they absolutely are artists. And I just think that, like, if we look at Lindsay Lohan, if we look at Anne Hathaway, this is just a very different approach to anti-aging than what was happening 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And it looks very good. It does feel overwhelming financially.
It feels
like
catastrophic financially.
Yeah, and it feels like a different plan of species get to experience
Yeah.
this. But one of the cool things in the article is it was basically saying that, like, this is going to become way more widely accessible.
Like,
Like,
it's not just for the Upper East Side elite of the elite.
no, there's a ton of doctors are getting trained on doing this. And I just think that, like, they basically said, like, this is in 5-10 years, this is just going to be way more widespread. And basically we will be seeing people making these interventions a lot sooner in their lives. And it's not just going to be for the hyper wealthy.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to kind of, like, note that shift, essentially, right? Where, like, a boob job, a nose job, all that stuff is so common. A 40-year-old getting a facelift, right now it's for the 1% or the 0.01%. But in 10 years from now, you know, I just think that it'll be very interesting to see kind of how many people are opting for this kind of intervention really young.
Right. And what the landscape looks like.
Because you really do look better if you do it earlier.
Yeah.
Which is just what's kind of crazy. And the results are better. Remember when Jonathan Zelkin, that surgeon, came on our show and he was like, no, like, I see it every day. Like, people that do this earlier, they really do benefit and they enjoy the benefits for longer.
Well, and I think a lot of celebrities that we don't even really realize have had this done. The other thing I want to say.
Yeah.
I think also it really depends on, like, the sea that you swim in, whether or not this is something that calls to you. Yeah. And I think that was an interesting part of the article because a lot of these women say that, like, they noticed that all these other women in drop off or whatever just were looking so refreshed.
Right.
But I think also if you're surrounded by people who aren't caring about this as much, I don't think that it's something you have to be necessarily tuned into or care about.
I will say, you might call this super Pollyanna, but when I was looking at the before and afters, I didn't see a Forever 35 face. I saw faces that looked more refreshed, but kind of the same age they were to begin with. But there was a real warmth and beauty to the faces that were just aging naturally.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's like I look at Gwyneth. I think pre-facelift, just as beautiful.
Yeah.
Had a very natural kind of warmth.
Yeah.
I would say she has more of like her look is a little more done now. It's striking in a different way.
Yeah.
And I think there's honestly, there's just so much truly beauty to either path.
Yeah, I agree.
And I really do believe that. And the scary part is there's a lot of risk. To the surgical path.
And I think that's what people don't talk about enough is that it can go really wrong. And even if you choose a great doctor.
Yeah, no, absolutely. At the end of the day, Chandler, I do like seeing them doing something finally useful in STEM. Okay?
You're exactly right. And we're shining a light on it. Thank God for these doctors and scientists.
These Nobel Prize winning, deserving winning pioneers.
Pioneers, truly. Wow. STEM to good use with the 200K facelifts. I love that thinking, Lauren. And you know what? It's a beautiful time to be a woman. Yes, social media is terrible and can really, like, you know, be a mindfuck. But I think that, like, we also have a lot of great tools and advancements are being made.
No, exactly. And the thing that they kept saying in the article is, like, she loved her results at the end. And whether you think she looks tweaked or whether you think she looked better before, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
If women have tools to make themselves feel more confident, and if those tools are going to be more accessible, that is a win.
That's a win.
So
women are winning.
Women are winning. So true. Yeah, I need to start saving.
I mean, they also talk about financing, and that's like a real part of this for a lot of people. And hopefully that won't, you know, these costs won't be so inflated for forever.
Well, and also you don't have to go to a celebrity surgeon even now. There are great, excellent surgeons that just happen to not have done Kris Jenner and don't work on the Upper East Side in New York, who charge much more reasonable fees and are doing incredible work.
Yeah.
So I do think that is where like, you just do your time, you do your research. And if that's something that's going to make you feel better, you look in the mirror and like feel more confident, that's what it's about. And I also think it's like, it's not about looking 35 forever. It's about feeling like it's just about feeling confident wherever you are in your life and feeling like you're a refreshed version of yourself.
I mean, I think whenever you don't recognize yourself, that can just be like really destabilizing.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Anyway, we're for women winning, whatever that means to you.
We are indeed. Oh, can I share with you some news when we're on the fully shallow topics right now?
Yeah, please.
Did you know that Morgan Stewart went back to blonde?
Yeah, I did. And did you see her post about it?
No, I didn't.
Well, it's kind of sad, but so her brother passed away,
that.
And she literally posted, and she's so real. She literally posted from like the chair.
Yeah.
She said, "I can't deal with this while being brunette." She said, "I can't deal with all this shit while being also brunette."
She's incredible. And I mean, aside from the tragic news, that is horrible. I'm really sad. I saw the post. But moving back to her being blonde, this is a sweet relief for blondes everywhere because it is not chic anymore. We're done. We're done with that era. We're done being maligned.
And I heard too that the side part was back.
No.
Yeah. You are, but you're side parting right now. Why are you like?
No, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Do you want to hear an aesthetic emergency?
I thought you had thoughts about my brunette hair that you were going to share with me on the pod. I thought that's actually what you've been meaning to talk to me about this whole time.
You're not brunette. Like I love you so much.
I know I'm not brunette hair, but it's more brunette for me. And you said you had thoughts about it. Did I imagine that?
Yeah, no, I did. And they were to share that Morgan's back to blonde.
Oh, so it was.
And so you don't need to do this.
Okay. Well, it's actually a lot lower maintenance and I am enjoying the journey.
You look beautiful, but you are blonde.
I am blonde. I'm definitely still blonde, but
yeah.
What else did you have in other shallow news? Anything else? Side parts back, blonde's back.
You did stalk me into Chanel yesterday.
Oh yeah. Well, stalk you. I have your location. I was buying some new tops for this podcast, and you were overspending probably. But actually, I take it back because when I saw you, you had no bags.
Correct. So shopping with Elizabeth, dear friend of the show. She's been a guest co-host. We got a beautiful lunch and then we went shopping. And lo and behold, in walks Ben and Chandler. Okay. And
so a sight for sore eyes.
And definitely. And Chandler goes, "Where are your shopping bags?" I told them there'd be two blondes in here overspending. That's what I was here to see.
They asked me, well, first of all, you have to be let in at the door. So I already feel dumb. And I've got a Zara bag, like swine. Yeah. So I go, I'm like, they let me in the door and then they say, "What are you here for?"
They're like, wait, that's so funny because they didn't ask me that question.
They literally, maybe they asked me like, they didn't say, "What are you doing here?"
No, what are you doing here?
They said like, "Are you here?" No, I think they said, "What are you here for?" Okay. And I said, looking for two blondes overspending.
Yeah. Neither of us had bought anything. And you were like, "Haven't bought anything. Interesting."
You were having a shopping day. I just assumed you would have some success.
Everything in those stores is like $10,000.
Well, I just assumed that you were going other places.
No,
maybe a Zara.
Actually, the only places we wanted to go were at Logan Hall Material Good to look at jewelry. And then
what jewelry could you possibly have not seen? You asked me about tomorrow. Tomorrow's our niece's birthday. We're supposed to spend the whole day with her. And you said, "Do you think she wants to go to Logan Hollowell?" Our 11-year-old niece.
It's because Logan Hollowell was closed and I was devastated. Yeah. Anyway, I did not buy anything. I'm trying to be fiscally responsible and I left empty-handed. So.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody. Thank you for listening. We absolutely adore you and love you. And we'll be back on Friday.
Bye.
Is this thing on? I'm Caitlin Bristow, host of Off the Vine podcast, where I get real. Well, maybe a little too real sometimes, with my friends and celeb guests from Bachelor franchise and beyond. I'm talking guests like Jonathan Van Ness, Nikki Glazer, Wells Adams, Elise Myers,
Just like in this like business jacket, like I would love some tacos.
Heidi D'Amelio, Big Brother's Taylor Hale,
I have to bring it up because it happened and we're going to get through it.
What'd I do?
and so many more. So come hang out with us, hear ridiculous confessions, and get a little vulnerable because you know what? We're all just floating on this weird little planet together. Follow, rate, and review Off the Vine podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts.
This September, CBS hits are streaming free on Pluto TV.
I'm coming in hot.
For this month only, you can watch full seasons of the CBS shows you love. From the courtroom drama of Matlock to the heroics of Fire Country. Go back to where it all began in NCIS Origins or watch the hilarious hauntings of ghosts. All for free. Full seasons of the CBS shows you love. This month only on Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.